A strategic blunder occurred in 2017 with the passage of the Sheriff's Jail Levy. After the funding crash of 2012, the search for a levy began. Every year for 5 years in a row, the sheriff and commissioners proposed levy after levy, hoping for a yes vote. So why did the sixth effort succeed? Was it because the public was waiting for a jail-specific levy? No, it was just the first levy offered, under $1. The contract states that the sheriff will maintain the ability to provide 185 jail beds per day to the county for 5 years. All funds from the levy to maintain those 185 beds cannot legally be used for any other purpose. That 2017 jail levy was the first time ever that a sheriff's budget was split between the jail and law enforcement. It dictated that by law, no funds could be commingled between the jail and law enforcement, meaning that even if the sheriff's office had no deputies to arrest offenders and take them to jail, they must still maintain jail staffing for 185 beds per day, even though they had no ability to fill those beds. Notice the wide variance in jail bed usage over the years. The jail levy's first funding supplied $5.1 million, and that meant that staffing for the jail had to increase to accommodate the 185 beds per night. Staffing did ramp up, way up, to 109 FTE, the most of any sheriff in Josephine County history. Kudos to the team for their efforts in 2019 and 2020. Notice that by 2021, the jail levy funding had increased an additional $2 million in just 3 years. The sheriff and the commissioners discussed as early as 2018 that more funds were going to be required in 2022 in addition to jail levy funds. But they supported the levy renewal anyway, never telling the voters that the jail funds would not be available to help staff law enforcement until 2026. And they also never told the voters that if they passed the 3% sales tax, that none of the jail funds can ever be used for law enforcement like before the jail levy. So now we are in a strategic bind, bare reserves facing a sales tax vote that cannot provide adequate funding for the sheriff. But we signed a renewed contract with the state to provide 185 beds a night for the next 1,825 nights. Sadly, vital law enforcement needs cannot access those funds. The entire jail levy concept has been a strategic blunder that unfortunately will continue to disrupt and hamstring the sheriff's office for another 5 long years.